Hello, everyone. Looks like it wasn't much of a turnout, but oh well. Welcome to the episode review of season 2, episode 2 of The Last Man on Earth. All right, let's get into it. So, we're in MCO, the gas station, with Carol, and she actually won a free lottery ticket, but it doesn't really matter. And she found a wavy man, but of course the question is, how is he working? I guess maybe generator stuff, but on the other hand, it's still like, how does he work? But whatever. The question is, am I happy they're separated? Like I said in the last review, I'm not really that happy because they're both quite sad that they're separated. So it's kind of like Romeo and Juliet. It's kind of messed up. You have to be heartless to be like, yeah, I'm glad they're separated. You have to be heartless not to feel that they belong together, or at least they should be together because they're the only ones left. Anyways, so she's waiting patiently for him to come, doing some stuff. She made a sculpture out of not Tabasco, tobacco and toothpaste, chewing tobacco. That was kind of gross. She also tried signaling Phil many times. So meanwhile, Phil is in Tucson. Apparently, Babe Ruth's bat, along with many other things like some of his pornos, are all torched. It's like Babe Ruth's bat, though. You torched Babe Ruth's bat? My goodness, what? That would be a good weapon just in case zombies come up. But of course, there's no zombies. But still, I'm just saying that's a good weapon. You shouldn't have burned it. Anyways, so Phil is really trying to find her. Phil decides to launch balloons, but he didn't fill them with helium. Then the railroad idea. So he found a railroad and he had an idea. Anyways, Carol is alone waiting for Phil. She is drinking salsa as a drink. Ugh, that's as bad as freaking V8. She's trying to signal Phil with the last two flares she has, and the wavy man has been destroyed because he caught on fire. That was a dumb idea. I might, yeah, I kind of feel sad for her in this. I really kind of do. Yeah, this is the first time ever I actually feel sad for Carol in something. So, the railroad, it was a smart idea, and she can hear it. That was a good idea. So, he used it as a moving billboard. Spray painting, graffiti. It's me, Phil. Carol is me, Phil. I'm at Tucson. That was a smart move on him. But it's dangerous because we have no idea if the tracks are good or stuff. So, that could be a little bit dangerous. Anyways, Phil actually decides to send the steamroller as well, but it killed the ball. In quotations, it killed the soccer ball. I forgot what his name is, but yeah, he's now flattened. And of course, the steamroller crashed into a mountain. I would say mountain. So he's punishing himself for losing Carol, but guess what? Carol is driving right to him at that moment of weakness. They had a little argument on which gas station it was, and then they were kissing, and then, oh good lord. And what's worse is that you got to hear Ramon again. Oh god, man, just censor it, please. No, this is why one reason why I don't like Carol. But anyways, he shows Carol the burned house, and she doesn't think they did it. So now they're living back in her house. Carol actually admits that she was losing faith in the last few days. But of course, secretly, it was her fault. Seriously. She went out of the car without saying, hey, I'm going to the gift shop. And he left because he didn't know you left. You were asleep. If you were actually in the driver's seat or a co-pilot seat, chances are he wouldn't have left without you because you were sitting in that stupid seat when he stopped, which, yeah, it's like simple logic, lady. Simple logic. So anyways, yes, lovey-dovey and all that stuff, blah, screw you. They did leave a note, apparently. But instead of leaving a note in the burned building, which makes sense because if they left it in a burned building, Phil might have saw it. Phil would drive up there and Phil might have got a big butt whooping or something. I don't really know what the hell is going to happen. So they left it in her house. They actually put it in a cup in her house, which I personally if you were smart enough, I'm just saying, if you were smart enough, you would try to think, what would Carol touch? What is one thing Carol would touch that Phil would never touch? And most likely you could have went with the knitting needles. So the knitting thing, whatever, you can fold it nice and neatly and put it in a knitting place, or somewhere that she can think of where she's going to put it, and not where Phil would find it easily. But they're a bunch of idiots anyways. And of course they did it only just to make sure that it was easy to find. But still, it's like, you should have hit it the way she would have found it. Like the first thing she would touch, what would she touch? Idiots. So anyways, he has a secret again. And apparently it said in the letter it's not safe for Phil, apparently. But they do want him to come. I mean, they want her to come. So he hid it so she might think, she will still think that they're dead. Meanwhile, in the commercial break, we find out that it's now on video. I mean, DVD, the first season. So go ahead and get it if you are a fan of this TV series. So, crap, she found the note, and I would say you should have burned it, man. I would figure you would have burned it. But we find out it was a nightmare. Nightmare where he was driving to Malibu, and then the other Phil was on the roof, cut open the roof and start choking him. And then when he woke up the first time, Melissa was there in the bed with him. And as soon as like, Carol, and he's just like, not really. And then she had a Tommy gun and started shooting, which is like, oh, jeez. But, oh, boy. But anyways, you had a nice little thing of a reference of he did in the previous season. Just the fact of he lied about a dream where his ding-a-ling fell off. So, yeah, nice reference of that. Yay. So Carol is looking for the note. A note that they could have left. Phil tries to figure out if he is enough for her because he asked. And I would think since she said yes, she is enough, he might just destroy it. But instead, Phil actually went into the RV for counsel to figure out what should he do. So they were all sitting in the lounge area, the original lounge area, and he made mannequins to be like the other ones. And the funniest part is that the other Phil is a fat mannequin. But anyways, Carol is still a bit heartbroken on them not truly being there, so she kind of cried. Phil faced the other Phil mannequin, and the head fell off. That was kind of funny. He was like, oh. But anyways, Phil came clean. Carol so said he kept it from her. Carol is fine not going to Malibu, though. That's kind of nice. The people don't want him there, so she said, if you don't want him, then I don't want you. Which, that was kind of nice. So, I figured Phil was up to something because I can now pick up on his mannerisms of how, I don't know what you want to call it, but sadly, the corrupted part of him. So, I figured he was up to something, and he got her very, very drunk, and they headed to Malibu, which I guess correctly. So Carol confronts Phil on it, and he wanted to make a sacrifice. She calls him a skunk, but she mixed it with selflessness, which in the dream she also called him a skunk and said that she would leave him, but hey, whatever. So they actually checked out a beach, and for one of the viewers out there who was like, where's the dead corpses? He actually commented on the first review. I don't remember your name, I'm sorry, dude, but if you are watching, well, hey. So, at least you do have corpse count now. We find out that the whales were not truly safe from the virus. The whales are dead. They're completely dead. They're all laying in the beach dead in a row, which kind of is weird if you think about it. You would figure it's like be all over the place, but instead they're all in kind of single file line. Yeah. Alright, let's continue on. So, they've made it to Malibu. Apparently, in the new lounge area, there was a fire, so they actually found them very easily. And they were checking them out from afar with the camo costume that Phil created. So they both were checking him out, and there's this new guy, and Carol was kind of checking him out. What I figured is that Phil should let Carol enjoy them, and he'll just stay in the RV, so they won't actually be pissed off and be like, oh, so yeah. So Carol goes in, and the new guy actually is Will Ferrell. Is played by Will Ferrell. She goes in, and Phil is a little bit tainted, I guess. Yes, part of his corrupted part, is the fact that he was kind of bad mouthing the new guys, like, who you think you are? You know how it is. I mean, if they would have held him open with open arms, and like, but anyways, whatever. So Gordon is the new guy, and he just had a freaking damn heart attack after Carol said surprise, and you're all, no, she said boo, and she gave him a heart attack, and now he's dead. He's freaking dead. I could actually go into what's the next episode, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm just going to leave it like this. So, newest episode, it was kind of nice. It added on. The strangest part is that you did not get to see Phil's brother in this. Yeah, Phil's brother was not at all in this episode. But I kind of hope that from him driving, the brother is like, I noticed something. I know someone on the move. And he goes all the way to Malibu. He takes his escape heart to Malibu. Everyone else is like, what the fucking... Oh, that's going to be horrible. I think they might do it. They might do it. So since I'm going to have to mention the newest episode. So the newest episode that's going to come after this, they basically have Phil marked as dead. Carol tells them that he's dead. So if the brother comes down and he has to keep up the charade, chances are the brother might actually think that his brother's dead. Phil is dead. Which that would be like, oh, dang. And when he finds out that he's alive, which chances are, I bet he'll be in the inner circle if he's alive. And then, I don't know. I don't know how their brotherly relationship is. So, we'll just have to find out when it truly happens. But anyways, thank you for watching. And stay tuned for more The Last Man on Earth reviews.